On the turn of the new year, Aerith Gainsborough, iconic popsicle cosplayer in Final Fantasy VII, was announced as a playable character in Mobius Final Fantasy, a mobile RPG side project of veteran staff at Square Enix. Fans and followers of the remake have been scrambling to find out if this is a tease for Aerith's model in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Square Enix is of course silent in answering these questions for us as of the recording of this video. Let's take a look at the new chapters of Aerith Gainsborough and why this might be worth paying attention to as it relates to the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Normally I wouldn't pay much mind to promotional asset usage like this, as it's usually just a cash grabbing move that game companies do. However, Mobius Final Fantasy has actually used assets from the Final Fantasy Remake project before. Let's go all the way back to November 2016, so just before the Final Fantasy VII Remake got pulled in-house at Square Enix. Mobius Final Fantasy had an event which featured Mopey Manchild Cloud Strife along with multiple enemy and environment models which were pulled directly from the promotional videos released by Square Enix back in 2015. Has it really been that long already? Anyway, from Final Fantasy VII Remake development leader, and I'm gonna butcher this, Naoki Hamaguchi, who at the time was also a project lead on Mobius Final Fantasy, quote, "We received 3D resources from Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is currently under development, including Cloud, Guard Scorpion, and the Mako Reactor, which we then set up to fit within Mobius Final Fantasy. We are extremely proud that as of now, there are no other titles that express the universe of Final Fantasy VII as well as Mobius Final Fantasy. We would love for you to play the collaboration event as you look forward to the game's release." Woo, that's an awesome quote. Okay, so not only are there actual assets being shared between Mobius Final Fantasy and the remake, so like that's confirmed, but the development leader of the remake thinks that Mobius Final Fantasy expresses the universe of Final Fantasy VII better than any other newly released title right now. That's some pretty heavy credibility juice being given to Mobius Final Fantasy, and it's also why I'm giving the new Aerith release at least a proper shakedown. And a proper shakedown it will receive, because Hamaguchi actually left the Mobius Final Fantasy project back in mid-2017 to focus exclusively on the 7 Remake project. So with all of that in mind, let's head back over to Aerith's cameo in Mobius Final Fantasy to see what we can learn. So the biggest thing of note for me here is, where the fuck is her ribbon? Where is Aerith's ribbon? Where's the... We've seen multiple incarnation of Aerith throughout the years, and one of the most iconic parts of any rendition of her has to be the hair ribbon. I mean, for Christ's sakes, this isn't just a throwaway prop. Spoiler alert. It literally holds the holy materia on her person in the game, making her hair ribbon an intrinsic story plot device. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but that's really what it is. It's an iconic plot device, that hair ribbon. So it's an intrinsic part of her character. I've seen some people on Reddit saying that the character model is from Advent Children as well, but I actually don't think this is the case because she actually has that hair ribbon in the movie as well. Anyway, the lack of a hair ribbon actually leads me to believe that this is a model that we haven't seen before. As we covered in the first half of this video, there is strong confirmation that models are being directly shared between the Final Fantasy VII Remake project and Mobius Final Fantasy. If this model of Aerith did indeed come from the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, I don't actually believe it's the final version of her design. If anything, it would have to be like an early development model or something that the remake team shared with Mobius Final Fantasy for this promotional event. It would just be too lacking as far as the lore was concerned to be true to Aerith's character design for my taste. Of course, given that there's the lack of that ribbon. It's such an important part of her design. Beyond the design of Aerith's model, however, I actually think the animations are fairly true to the original Final Fantasy VII, lending some credence to the theory that this is a model coming from the 7 Remake project. However, even if it is a tease of her model from the Remake project, I wouldn't personally hold much weight to this being her final design, but that's just my take. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. I'll be continuing to cover the Final Fantasy VII Remake right here on Less Than Epic, so thanks for watching everyone, and thank you for your continued support of our channel. If you like the video, then like the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell icon so you get notified when our videos go live. This has been Radical Edward for Less Than Epic, signing out.